I was searching through one of my cupboards the other day and I found my old 3DS XL. I've had it since around 2012, 2013, and that device used to come everywhere with me. I'd take it on holiday, I took it halfway across the world when I was visiting my family. I'd make funny little voice recordings and make videos with my friends. They were good times. And when I was playing it the other day, I was looking through old photos on it and recordings I'd made and the games I used to play. Looking at my history log, there's a app on it that you can use to see like how long you were playing. And I spent tens of hundreds of hours playing on that device in the summers of 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016 when I got Animal Crossing New Leaf. They were just such amazing times. I remember I'd have a sleepover at my friend's house and we'd wake up in the morning before everyone else. The whole house was quiet. First thing we'd do was not breakfast. We'd hop on the 3DS, connect to each other's worlds, and start playing Animal Crossing. What I would not give, what I wouldn't do to have those days back again. And I was hoping to get the same feeling when I was playing these old games and looking through these old photos. I was hoping to have that same excitement, that same feeling that I had back then, which was just carelessness. Not carelessness in the sense of, not worrying about stuff, but just being carefree. The only worry I had was school, and school was fairly easy, to be honest. But I couldn't get that same feeling. When I was playing on the 3DS, I didn't feel the same. I knew eventually that I'd have to put the device away and go and make my own food instead of my parents making it for me. I'd have to go to work. I'd have to wash clothes, wash dishes, all this other stuff. And you might think, well, this is a good thing, right? Why should your parents make your own food for you at 19? And it's like, yeah, that's true, but when you're a kid, it's just fun. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, and it's just a nice feeling. Like money. When you're a kid, you understand money, you can do the maths with money, but you never look at how much things cost. You have no idea how much money your parents spend. And then when you get older, you realize, damn, they spent a lot on me. Clothes are not cheap, toys are not cheap, food is certainly not cheap. They looked out for me. And it's crazy how I just got all of these thoughts from playing my 3DS and reminiscing about the old times, but I still feel like a kid. I'm 19 years old, legally I'm an adult, but I do not feel any different from when I was 16, or even 15, 14. When I turned 17, I felt the same way. When I turned 18, I felt the same way. Now at 19, I feel the exact same. Whilst I've physically changed and I've grown up, I'm still just a kid at heart, to be honest. And we were all kids at one point, no matter how old you are. And it's a shame because we lose so many great aspects of being a kid. We become too socially filtered, I think, where we're afraid to talk to people, we're afraid to try new things. When you're a kid, you don't care, you just sort of do it. Sure, you can be a bit shy, but the weight of the world isn't on your shoulders. Like, I know everyone, of course, had a different childhood and no two childhoods are the same, but you do sort of wish, how can I ever get that carefree attitude again? And I am a very optimistic person, despite the way I'm talking right now. I do always hope for the best, and I never worry too much about life because I always feel that things are going to turn out alright in the end. Everything's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. I think that's a John Lennon quote which he stole from some book or something, so I don't know who said it first. I always hope for the best. I always imagine the best scenario because I don't see any benefit in being a pessimist and being woe is me and thinking the world hates you. Because that's not how I felt as a kid. I just lived my life. When I got to my teenage years, sure, I was thinking too much about what others think. But when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, 10 years old, the only worry that my friends had was wondering what game we were going to play in the playground. Were we going to play Avengers? Were we going to play Skylanders? Were we going to pretend that we had a horse and we were charging into battle? Were we going to chase after a football? Were we going to mess with hula hoops? Were we going to play basketball? That was the height of our worries. And then there was also the worry of eating my food as fast as possible so I could hop on 3DS and play with my friends. We could join our Animal Crossing world and earn money and stuff and get to the island at 7 p.m. so we could get the best fish and sell them for a quantity of bells. How wonderful life was. And we can try and relive those experiences with nostalgia, with looking for old things, watching old movies, but we won't feel that same way ever again. And I think that's what makes it that little bit more special. What makes it so wonderful. Because if we could just snap back to that time, be that person again, you maybe would not experience it the same way. Like, imagine if I took you now as you are, snap my fingers, you're back to being 7 years old, playing on Nintendo Wii, playing on your Xbox 360, PS3, whatever you had, PS, what was it? PS Vita and PlayStation Portable as well. I had one of those. Imagine you go back there, but you have the same, like you think the same as you do now. You wouldn't experience it the same. Because when you were in the moment, you didn't realize how wonderful the moment was. And that's what makes it that little bit more valuable. Because you were just experiencing. You were just having that unfiltered experience and not worrying about, oh, I wonder what my future self is going to be like, or, oh, I better make a memory of this. Like when I was 8 years old recording videos on my 3DS, I didn't do it because I wanted something for my future self to look back on. I did it because I was having fun. I was making memories. And the reason why I made such great memories is because I didn't worry about the future. I didn't think, oh, I'm doing this for nostalgia's sake, I'm doing this so my future self can reminisce. No, I'm doing it because I'm having fun, enjoying time with my friends, being present. And kids are great at doing that. Kids are great at being present, but I think a lot of kids are losing that. A lot of kids are losing that ability of being present as well as using their imaginations because of a lot of technology. Now you could say, oh, well, you played video games as a kid, but I think a lot of the video games enhance my imagination, but especially when I was playing with friends. But a lot of kids, they're playing games by themselves, or they're just mindlessly scrolling, consuming the most brain-dead content that you've ever seen. And I'm so happy that I did not have that experience growing up. I'm so happy that I was able to have a good combination of playing online with my friends, as well as playing outside and exploring with them. Those were the best days of my life. Oh yeah. Bryan Adams for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send it to the mountains with how much love you're going to give it. I wish you the very best. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, you take very good care of yourself.